Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging. Well, coming at you with thoughts of the day. I've been catching up on a few household duties and taking a little break and thought I'd visit with you a spell. It's a little bit breezy out here on the porch. If you can even see me. You don't really need to see me, do you? I mean, please. Bernadette and I went out back. I got a little bit of vitamin D and she roamed around the yard. She comes to me every time I call her. Unfortunately, right now she's trying to come out the door. Here she comes. Well, nope, she didn't make it. Anyhow, I got into some really bizarre things. You know how I do. Here she is. Oh, Bernie. Come here. Bernie. Come. You hear her? Come on, Bernadette. Oh, God love that cat. Here, I'll get her. I think I'll get her. Oh, honey. There she is, that girl. God love. Sorry to, show me real close here. It's going to be frightening. Anyhow, I got into some really weird things the other day. You know how I do. I go down rabbit holes or peel the layers of onion or whatever you want to call it. After her cat hair's on here. After the show yesterday, I watched a documentary about the Edmund Fitzgerald. And of course, in the recommendation area, there was stuff about the Titanic. So I took a look at that because, there's alternative theories as to what happened to the Titanic. Maybe you don't know that, but there are. And they're quite fascinating. I stumbled upon a podcast. I really enjoy this podcast. It's the Higher Side Chats, THC, get it? Greg Carlwood, I believe, is the host. And he interviewed Dr. Judy Wood earlier this year in 2018. I really can't get comfortable. That should do it. Okay, anyhow, he interviewed Dr. Judy Wood this year, which is always a good thing, I think. But he had a gentleman on named Kenneth Price Jr. Kenneth Price Jr., who has spent over 10 years researching the Hindenburg and the Titanic. He has alternative theories as to why or what happened to them and why. Basically, his thing kind of does tie into the whole hiding of the directed energy, the free energy, whatever you want to call it, that Nikola Tesla had been on to, so to speak, to keep us kind of tied up with this oil cabal. What he discovered is that the Titanic and the Hindenburg, of course, both ran on alternative energies other than the oil that we were kind of forced into after those incidents. And his conclusions basically are that they were sabotaged for reasons to kind of make the public leery about that kind of travel and to latch on to the airplanes and things that fly across the Atlantic and all this jazz. A lot of stuff I did not know at all, ladies and gentlemen, about how the Hindenburg had made like 34 across the Atlantic trips before. And there was really no reason to have 22 people from the press either on the ground or in the Hindenburg when it unfolded. It was just really weird. And it really is thought-provoking, and he has a different way of coming at it and has really done a lot of research. So that's Kenneth Price Jr., and that's what I did this morning, I think it was. Or last night I heard him on the Higher Side Chats. I'm really admiring that Higher Side Chats guy because a lot of people do not look into Judy Wood, Dr. Judy Wood, and her research, her actual, it's not a theory, her actual evidence that was presented to, she took it to court, or at least tried to take to task some of the contractors that were involved with 9/11, basically. So, yeah, if you want to just look it up on your own or whatever, I just thought it was kind of fascinating. And then today I've been listening to a fellow called Mark Devlin, I believe, and he's done a lot of the research into the, I guess, MK Ultra and things like that, with Laurel Canyon, how what most people consider to be grassroots movement, like the music movement of the 60s and whatnot, really was kind of guided along, to put it delicately, by the surveillance state, the security state, CIA, FBI, things like that. Gets into a lot of people. He's across the pond. And a lot of the stuff that, went on over there as well. And so, really fascinating individual. So that's what I've been doing, is I've been bustling around doing some housework. Just did dishes. And Bernadette is right here in this little grassy area. She's okay. She's not running off. She comes to me when I call her, too. I think she will. Bernie, come. Yep, here she comes. That's a girl. I love her so. I'll try to get her in here. Here she is. She's not real happy about being up here, so down she goes. That's all. Lounging with Lisa, the video series that has me lounging while coming at you with thoughts of the day. Please join me, join others. Drop your political identities. Let's focus on issues. Leave labels at the door. Research before you judge. Remember, war is a racket. And also, Dr. Judy Wood, Where Did the Towers Go? Are good books and or lectures that you can find here on the tube. I'm going to probably spend some time with Spencer up in the pool house today. He spent, oh my gosh, hours. I bet you 6 or 7 hours. She just ran out back. She's afraid of the vehicles, which is good. Yesterday, cleaning out that pool house, so I will have a summer studio. I have to go. I have to get Bernadette. Love you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Remember, research before you judge.